Welcome to the America 250 PA Start Here, America Did podcast, telling the unique stories that make up the diverse fabric of Pennsylvania.
Hi, everyone. I'm Cassandra Coleman, the Executive Director of America 250 PA. Thank you for tuning in to today's podcast episode. Throughout this podcast series, we'll take you on a journey through Pennsylvania, uncovering its hidden treasures, rich heritage, and the remarkable individuals who shape its history, culture, and identity. So whether you're a Pennsylvania native, an enthusiast, or simply someone curious to learn more about the fascinating stories that make up the fabric of our great Commonwealth, we invite you to join us on this adventure. I would like to introduce Sydney Harris as the host of today's episode. We are so excited to have Sydney, who's a next generation Pennsylvanian who's looking to connect with, learn more about, and explore our great Commonwealth. Let's get started with today's episode.
Welcome back. My name is Sydney Harris, and I'm your host of today's episode. We are so excited to bring you our second episode of the two-part series featuring Kat Janisko, also known as Pennsylvania Junkie. Last episode, we were able to hear firsthand about how Pennsylvania Junkie was created and how Kat created a lasting Pennsylvania brand with 270,000 followers and 4.4 million likes on TikTok. Her brand is dedicated to honoring and celebrating the unique people, places, and cultures of Pennsylvania. This week, Kat will be your guide as we explore Pennsylvania's regions, following the America 250 PA regional map. She'll be sharing her favorite destinations from all corners of the Commonwealth. To help you follow along, you can find the map we're referring to on the podcast tab of america250pa.org. Kat, again, thank you so much for being with us today. We are just so excited to have you back. I'm so also excited because we're going on a tour of your adventures throughout Pennsylvania, starting from the west, basically where you lived, moving to the center, and then right to the east. So Why don't we start with Northwestern PA? Tell us about your pick.
Oh my God. So Northwestern PA is beautiful and one of the most underrated places. I'm going to go nature here is Cook Forest State Park, which is, if you've ever been there, it has some of the biggest trees you'll ever see. I mean, possibly arguably the largest trees you'll ever see in Pennsylvania. It's like this magical forest. It gives redwood vibes, honestly. It's so beautiful. You have to go out there. It spans across several counties in Northwestern PA, but it's that healing and the peace that I love so much. And there's so much beautiful nature out in that part.
So what was your experience there? I mean, you said it's gorgeous, which I'm sure it is, but, I'm sure you've had a connection to it as well. Is there anything? Was it like the animals? I know you said you love the trees.
I love everything about nature. Nature is so important for all of us. This is so off kilter. People are going to be like, who is this girl? Well, she's weird. I work with an energy healer in Canada, and she always says, go hug a tree. Go take your shoes off, get grounded. Like if you feel like, you're floating above the world and you're a little lost, go in the grass, put your feet in the grass, like feel it. And it might seem weird, but it's necessary. And so something like the Cook Forest State Park is perfect access for all healing to just instantly feel better. And, you might have to go a few times, but keep going. Like it's the greatest gift that we have on this earth that's been given to us. It's the greatest gift we have in Pennsylvania is the nature. It's absolutely perfect. And just walking through the woods and I'll put my hands on the leaves. I'm a little kid in the forest.
You sound like a Disney princess.
I love it. I just love everything about it. Like dipping my feet in the water too in the summertime. Like it's just perfect. Skipping the rocks at the creek.
I agree with you. It's just like this magic that is in Pennsylvania and that you can touch and you can feel. And That's a really wonderful pick. And I guess we're moving a little more south now with Southwest PA. What was your pick for that?
We love the Berg. Okay?
Yeah, I do.
We love the Berg. And I know I'm going away from nature now because like every time I go to the Berg, I have this like setup of like, I'm a creature of habit for sure. I just tend to like sometimes go to the same familiar places because it feels cozy. I love obviously exploring new places, but the Benedum Theater is dating back to when I was a kid. Love seeing Broadway shows there. It's the best. I was there, I think last winter. I saw Frozen. So good. And like the theater is just so historical. So it's just a great way to, I would say it maybe is the middle of your night. Go to dinner first somewhere. I love the Commoner.
Oh.
Have you gone there?
No, I've never. What is it?
Oh, it's part of the Kimpton Hotel.
Okay,
so
I've never been there either.
It's by the Omni Hotel
Okay.
downtown.
Yep.
And I had a friend who was like, go to the Commoner. I had never been, but their food is delicious. It's just, it's nice. It's a really nice place. I go there, go to the Benedum, and then after the show, I continue the show by going to a little joint called Conalma, downtown Pittsburgh. And they have jazz music, like live jazz. And it's just, they have great cocktails, great Cuban, I think it's Cuban inspired food. It's just delicious. It's really, really good.
Well, you sold me. All right. I know what my next Saturday is going to look like.
Let's go for a girls trip. Oh my God, I love it.
No, I mean, just going off the Benedum, and like I said, previous podcast, I'm from Pittsburgh as well, and I remember growing up, and one of my favorite things to do was get all dressed up, feel like I was living in my own little fantasy world, and going to this Benedum and just feeling like not only the music and the symphonies that are playing, but the interior, how gorgeous it is. The architecture of the Benedum is something that's just so, I've never seen it before.
It's so intricate. Even like across from the Omni, and I don't know what this building is called, but like every time I stay at the Omni, you can see the building across. It's like that Gothic style.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like to die for. That's like some of my favorite style of architect. Like, it's so weird. We were just, this is so weird, you guys. We were talking about Jim Thorpe earlier, and I was telling you about like the people I was seeing there that day. It was a very weird experience. But Jim Thorpe's like eastern side of the state, and the guy goes, this guy in the street, he goes, what's your favorite style of architecture? Like, just out of nowhere asked me. And I'm like, I go, it's definitely Gothic. Like, it's the first thing that came to mind.
Yeah.
And Pittsburgh has so much of the Gothic style, the Cathedral of all of that.
Which is why, the Batman, the Dark Knight Rises.
Yes.
Dark Knight was filmed there.
They filmed there.
Right.
Yeah.
Because of that, it's very just, I don't know. I love it.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Benedum really embodies that, I think.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, in the shows, if you go in the winter too, it's, I don't know, there's like an extra coziness. I mean, look at me. It's November and December, and I'm just like,
she's like, I'm going back.
Tiny Tim has arrived. Yes.
Yeah.
So, it's awesome.
Wow. Okay. Well, yeah, you've decided my weekend trip. So thank you for that.
Of course.
So I guess let's move a little more center. I believe you wanted to start with, North, Center, PA.
Yeah, I think we're going to, this is debatable because people say, oh, Kat, that's not South Central, but we don't know really. Sometimes they're like on a line, these areas of PA.
Right.
And we're like, is it South Central? Is it North?
Central?
It's so close. Gettysburg, I'm going to start with, which I'm calling South Central.
So let's do South Central then.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm calling it South Central Gettysburg. I got to tell you, it's the best. I love Gettysburg. And you've been to Gettysburg.
Of course, yes.
It's like I went in October this year, and the last time I was there was a couple years ago. I went to the Seminary Ridge Museum, which is where the Battle of Gettysburg is located, like the field. And you can oversee the Blue Ridge Mountains. It's just beautiful. And you can honestly hear a pin drop out there. So not only do you get like guided through, all of the history and whatnot. If you choose to, you can do self-guided tours in the museum as well and learn all about it. But just going outside and propping yourself up against a tree, it's the most peaceful thing. But I love
beautifully tragic. It's the fundamental part of our history in the Civil War. And it's really, and it's an interesting town that's just built itself in this unique culture. And I think, you've mentioned ghost tours, and that's one of the things we want to talk about too, of course, and highlight is like these ghosts, like that's such a history with like ghost tours, it's known as being so spooky. And
yeah, it's so spooky. If you want to go to a spooky destination in PA, I say Gettysburg, especially because I went there like last month in October 2023. I did all the spooky things. So if you want to go there, go in October in the heart of the fall. It's just beautiful. I love it. It's so cozy. And some people have their houses and they sit on their porches outside. I saw this couple and they were just, it says, welcome to our porch on their porch. It was so sweet. I'm like, this is all I want in my life. Like, what's your secret to success? But they were just living it up. It was like a cool, brisk autumn night. And, one of the stops that I made was at the Farnsworth House Inn. The Farnsworth House Inn is very historic. I actually just went there for dinner because I heard the dinner was really good. I was out there for Destination Gettysburg with the Apple Harvest Festival in Biglerville, which is like not far at all. It's like 20 minutes from Gettysburg. So after the Apple Festival, I was trying all the things, apple daiquiris, everything. And that happens every year. But after the Apple Festival, I went to Gettysburg and I was like, I got to like experience some of the spooky stuff while I'm here. I have time, you know? So they told me to go to the Farnsworth House Inn, highly advised, for dinner. And I was like, okay. So I go there and this lady's like, oh, are you going to be around like much later? And I said, well, I got to go back to like Philly burbs, but I have a drive ahead of me, so I'm not sure. And I called my husband. I was like, this lady just told me there's a ghost tour. I go, I'm not coming home. Can you please like take care of the dogs? He's like, yeah, I'll be back in time. So I said, perfect. I'm staying in Gettysburg tonight. We did the ghost tour late at night at the Farnsworth House Inn. It was just, there's so many cool things. I went to this museum of haunted objects too.
Ooh,
yeah.
Okay, I gotta stop you there real quick. Did you see any ghosts?
Yeah, well, I don't see them. Some people, I always say people interpret it certain ways, but we didn't see any ghosts, but we definitely heard one of so on this particular paranormal tour, they give you all of the tools and like the rods that, you know, direct energy certain ways.
No, they don't.
Yes,
kind
they
of
do.
like Ghostbusters.
Absolutely. Like if you watch, you know, the Travel Channel and they have like all the ghosts,
right?
A&E.
The EKG.
Look at you. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh, I've been around. I've seen
Look at
things.
you. We were getting EVPs,
right?
electronic voice phenomena, whatever it's called. But they took us up to the attic in the Farnsworth house, and they don't normally do that. It's like this very specific tour. And there's this little boy who once lived in the house on the property. His name's Jeremy. And Jeremy's father, who also is deceased, obviously, from that time period. Jeremy's father, supposedly, according to the tour guide, he doesn't love the tourists coming in because he doesn't want Jeremy, his little boy, around them.
Right.
Well,
he's being protective father.
Yeah. So the tour guide put a music box in the room, and he said, you know, Jeremy will probably play this because he's a very jovial little boy. He's still like a young spirit.
Right.
And so he was playing it all night. Like he was playing it all night. I have some weird things that I caught on camera. Not weird like to me, but like weird to other people. And that might not have seen this before, but like the spirit orbs.
Right.
That people often reduce to dust.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's definitely not. And like even the tour guide was like, wow, that's a really good
catch.
a good
picture.
Yeah. So
are
interesting.
I know you said you have this link on your TikTok channel. Are these pictures there?
They are not. I actually haven't. I get like, you know, I'm like a little bit cautious of that because I don't know who's gonna receive that. I have a lot of PA junkies. They're like me. They're like so into the spooky paranormal. I'm here for that. I have like ghost stories on my YouTube channel. There's a lot of haunted. We can't escape this.
No.
Okay, like there's a lot of haunted stuff in Pennsylvania, especially in Gettysburg with the history.
Right, and you know that's what I was going to say. Is that's so interesting that you know when you think of Gettysburg, you often think about the battle. Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of where you hear the spooky and the ghost and the haunted. But you went to a historic house, which is cool. It's just like it's everywhere.
And you go in and it's just this old house and you know it's haunted. Like you just know, you know. And they're so nice there. The waitresses and the staff, and they sat me in the back. I just popped in randomly, which I was surprised they even had tables available. But it's like a fine dining. Like it's a nice dining experience. Yeah. It's in an old home, but the food is delicious. The food is so good. She's like, I hope you want apple butter because I had been at the Apple Festival. She's like, you might not want. I'm like, no, give me all.
County is known for its apples. You got to take advantage.
Oh, so delicious. I had a pot pie that night. You guys, it was, that was so
all
good.
Right. Gettysburg, let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go back.
I know. I'm here for it.
I guess let's move up north.
Now, I put this as North Central because we just did South Central. And there's an area that I've been that I love because I love caves. Okay.
Ooh.
I'm a really weird person. I love the winter. I love caves. I love the mornings.
It just seems like you love, and that's a wonderful thing. You love Pennsylvania.
Literally just love.
Who is described negatively of having too much love? Nobody. It's wonderful.
Well, you go into my DMs on Instagram. The caves are great. Penn's Cave is amazing. It's located in North Central PA. I don't even know what county, and I have to be honest, I haven't been there in so long, but every time I think of that area, I think of Penn's Cave because we used to go on field trips as kids, just like Gettysburg. But I love the caves.
I've never been. What is it like? What is Penn's Cave like?
From what I remember and recall from childhood, it's not nearly as large as some other caves. Like there are crystal caves too. There's crystal caves in PA. I haven't been there yet, but I need to go there because it looks a lot bigger than Penn's Cave. But yeah, I was also at that time like doing a project on stalagmites and doing like about the ecosystem of the cave, and you really get to experience it all. I think it was, they do like obviously guided tours.
Right. Were you on a boat? Was it walking?
I just remember it was like the best experience.
It was amazing.
Yeah. And I'm definitely going back.
Okay.
So that is why it's nostalgic. That's definitely a pick for me in North Central. Another one I haven't even been to yet. And this is embarrassing. I'm embarrassed to say this because the PA junkies are on me about this, as they should be. Knoebels Amusement Park.
I've never been.
Oh my goodness. I need to get there because this is a family-owned amusement park in Pennsylvania.
Oh.
And we have a lot of cool places like Hershey.
Right. Kennywood.
Yes. People say like this reigns supreme.
Really?
But all of them, yes, above all, because the food is amazing. It's family owned, love it. And people are like, Kat, why have you not gone to Knoebels yet?
Oh, yeah. I've never been.
We gotta get out there.
All right.
And I should have went in the fall because it was decorated so nicely. I had no time to do it, but I'm definitely gonna be getting out there for sure. I've been saying this for years. I feel like I'm a broken record. Yep, I'm definitely gonna be getting out there. It's just I can't find the time sometimes, but it's closer to the Poconos region.
Oh.
Which obviously we'll talk about. But yeah, I can't wait to experience that because I'm a roller coaster girl. Like,
I love that you picked a place that you've never been because you want to go.
Yeah.
I think that's so fun to me. That's just
good.
Yeah.
I always do that, and because I like dream about them. Like Knoebels is haunting me. So I definitely have to get out there. But anyway, that's my suggestion because I trust the PA junkies and what they're delivering. So go to Knoebels, everybody.
All right. So what I'm hearing is Knoebels, you need to invite PA Junkie to take a tour. I really think you do.
I would love that. That would be an honor. I would love it.
So like you moved from west to central to east. Now we're going east.
Yeah. So Poconos region, we love. Okay.
Yeah.
My sister planned a surprise bachelorette party for me last October, and I had never been to the Poconos until last year. That was my first experience. We stayed in this gorgeous home in Lake Harmony. I have like a guide in my link in my social media stuff.
Right.
Like if you go on my TikTok account or Instagram, there's like a Poconos guide, a getaway guide. So you guys can check that out if you want. It's technically for the fall because that's when we went. But I listed everything we did. Everything we did on that bachelorette trip with the help of my sister, of course, is on that guide. So we did UTVing, which is like
my
ATV.
goodness.
Oh my God. I'm a Sagittarius, so I love adventure. I love traveling. I love adventure. And we started the morning she rented a party bus for us. Kim, who drove the party bus, love you, Kim. She was great. And we all got on the bus. It was so early in the morning, and we started it off by UTVing.
Where?
So
Where is there to UTV in the Poconos?
I think it's called Poconos. No. Is it Poconos Adventures? I gotta look it up. But it's in the guide.
But it's in the guide?
It is in the guide.
I'll
I don't want to
that.
misquote the name, but oh my gosh, they do the best tours. And
is it up the mountains?
It wasn't like that crazy.
Okay.
I have to be honest, it wasn't that crazy, but we weren't. Like some of the girls were a little scared.
Okay.
I was like,
scared.
I was like, yeah, let's go. But it was so funny. I was driving the UTV because Angie, my friend, and my future sister, my now sister-in-law, Carlene, they were like, are you going to drive or should we? Like, they were like, I don't want to drive. I was like, I'm driving for sure. Like, definitely. It's rough and I love it. So I hopped in the front seat and we just went through these like muddy, it's like a course almost kind of. There's like the nature part of it, and they had like all Halloween decorations in the trees. It was so awesome.
Yeah, I am definitely taking a look at what this is.
Oh my God,
that sounds so fun. I know. I just would.
You would love it. And it's like my future sister-in-law was not trusting me. And I was like, Jersey girl, hold on, I got
Jersey
this.
girl, I can drive.
I'm from West. I got this. So after we were done, she's like, you did such a good job driving that UTV. Like you were like a professional.
Yeah. Well, okay. Take me further. What else did you do in the Poconos?
So wine tasting. But we did. Yeah. If you guys aren't
Pennsylvania winery.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I'm sure they have like non-alcoholic like sangrias and stuff. I don't know if how that works. Maybe they don't. But we went to the Blue Ridge Winery, which was really nice. That was just like the vineyards are beautiful, especially during the fall. The wine is really good.
What kind of wine?
They had everything.
Fruit?
They had like a ton of different sangrias.
Okay, it was
they
sangria.
had like peach, strawberry.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering because you find Pennsylvania does fun array of just different fruits, and so was it? So they did have?
They did, and I have to say this: I'm a wine snob. I know people hate people like me. I am like. You can get a great bottle of wine for $10 at the Wine and Spirits store.
Right. From PA.
Yes,
from PA.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
good. I only buy PA wine.
Yeah, it's right. So I was like, okay, like I haven't had the best experience in certain places. There's a place called Vala Vineyards in Avondale, PA, which is closer to where I am now. Just plugging you guys. La Vala. They're delicious. But the wine itself, like at the Blue Ridge Winery, is really good. Like the Cabernet, the Merlot. Right. It was really
so
good.
The grape wines.
Yes.
Okay.
And you know, I'm a part-time sommelier, so I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, are you serious?
No, I have
time for that.
I am not, but I am so fascinated by it.
Yeah.
But it actually is really good.
I took one wine class at Penn State. Okay, I know what I'm talking about.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my gosh! Wait, this is hilarious. Not to get off topic, but when I was at Penn State, I did this report. We had to do like a news report because I was in journalism, and I did the benefits of red wine.
Oh my gosh! Oh wow!
Look at us, soul sisters. But anyway, it really is very good. Blue Ridge Winery, really good.
I know you're going to move to Philly. I think, right?
We're going to mad at me?
No, listen. I love Philly.
I'm having a very hard time believing it. I'm trying to get Sydney out. Listen, this is my Western PA girl. I know it's hard.
Like I said, Pennsylvania's home. I am happy to travel any parts of home. I'm just, I'm from Pittsburgh. That's all.
I know. And I know the transition is shocking and it will be. Okay. But I have a lot because I've been in Philly, the burbs, for like not in the city, but the burbs for the last 10 years. I've lived and worked and I've been to Philly a lot. So like Center City, Old City, and I love all the different places. I'm going to be liberal artsy with you guys again. The symphony is fantastic. The Philadelphia Symphony Orchestra is... It's such an experience.
Well, I guess, so you picked the Benedum, you picked the symphony. I think, maybe you should give a little insight that you were originally in Nashville.
I'm a music nerd, so I love
studying music.
Yes, like you will find me in my spare time listening to classical pieces and sobbing over the likes of Eric Whitacre. Like I love music. It's so powerful. And the symphony, I will undoubtedly bawl every time. I will cry and sob. It's just so beautiful to me. I have just such a strong feeling towards music and the talent that plays it. It's like all of these humans coming together and they just create the most beautiful thing you've ever witnessed because they're just so good at it. It's like amazing.
Do you remember what shows you might have seen there?
Oh, I've seen. You just asked that so Pittsburgh. You were your inflection was so Pittsburgh. Oh my God, I love it, Sydney. This is so home for me. So yes, I went to, and I was telling you guys this earlier, Home Alone. They played to Home Alone years ago, and it was like the most fantastic thing. They put it on a big projector screen, the movie. And I know you guys mentioned they do this in Pittsburgh too.
Right. Yeah,
which I have to definitely check out.
Yeah.
But they put the movie on the screen and they play to the movie. They play the score. So they played John Williams' score and it was just like, oh my God, I was melting. And then this year I scheduled my symphony viewing for The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Ooh,
I know.
That's spectacular. So when is that?
Amazing.
When is
that's
that?
At the end of the month.
Okay. So end of November.
End of November.
End of November.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's, I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. But like even any show that you go,
right.
It's amazing.
So tell me about your typical night going to the symphony. Do you go anywhere beforehand? I know you said in Pittsburgh you go and listen to jazz after. What do you do in Philly?
I love the pre and the post.
Yeah,
like,
right.
You gotta make it. You gotta get the whole experience. Oh my gosh. Well, there are a lot of different places you can go, and I love South Philly, for example, for food. Like, now that's not necessarily like Symphony is in, I believe, the center area.
Okay.
So we're in different neighborhoods now.
Right.
But like in South Philly, if you're going to get like a good BYOB dinner that's not crazy expensive, you have to hit up South Philly.
Okay.
We've been to places like one of the places we went to it's called the Victor Cafe, and the waitresses and the waiters are actually students.
Oh my gosh.
From Drexel. I don't know if they still do it. I'm sure they do. I'm sure it still stands because this was just a couple years ago, but they have Drexel students, University of the Arts, Temple, anybody studying music, and they have them sing to you, sing opera and classical
while
arias.
you're eating, while you're drinking,
while you're eating, and the food is awesome. It's Italian, a lot of good Italian food.
Okay.
In South Philly, like if you get a hole in the wall, you're in the right.
It's good.
You're like, it's gonna be good. Yeah, this is great. So that's great. Angelina's is another hole in the wall place. They make amazing meatballs. Angelina is no longer. She used to be the woman who cooked all the it's family.
That would be, right.
Yeah, and another, great Italian food. There are honestly so many places I could list that are just like phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not hearing anything about cheesesteak.
No, oh, you want to hear the cheese?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Where do you go to get a cheesesteak?
I am really okay. You got to go to like Jim's. You've got to go to John's Roast Pork. It's really good. And then D'Alessandro's. Those are I would say those are my top 3.
Yeah,
for sure. If you go, just call me.
I'm going. You're taking me. I am going. I have friends from Philadelphia.
Yes. Yeah.
Love them. So I need to do them justice, I think, by traveling.
It's time, Sydney.
Especially hosting this. It's I got to get out too, right?
It's time. It's time for you to spread your wings.
Spread my wings. I'm living in Lancaster. Okay.
I love it.
I love it too. Actually,
it is beautiful.
It's so beautiful. Oh my gosh,
Lancaster.
Speaking of food, holy cow!
Oh yeah,
the food there in Lancaster is like the freshest.
You just did another pun.
Holy cow! Oh my gosh,
you're so good.
I should be a comedian.
You're really good. But isn't it amazing?
It's impeccable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's when you go to the grocery store, you pick up your fruit and it's from all these other countries. You go to this little farm stand. I have my little favorite farm stand in Lancaster. It's 5 minutes from my house. And everything says homegrown. And I literally, it's fantastic. It's so delicious. It's so, I feel so fresh, so good, so yummy.
And that's why your skin's so perfect. Because you're just, everything's fresh that you eat. You can tell you look so healthy.
No, I'm kidding. Well, thank you. But,
but
if you ever want to just and Lancaster is known for it. I know I'm getting off topic here because we were in region 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I think I'm coming back to a different region.
Look how excited we are.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best.
So that's why sometimes I get angry when because I'm from Pittsburgh, but when people say the only thing to do in Pennsylvania is either Pittsburgh or Philly. And it's my God.
I can't stand that.
You obviously have not got out of the house enough because
yes, get out from under your rock, please. Right. And guys, you've never left your house.
Living in Lancaster has just been such an extraordinary experience that I'd recommend it to anybody.
I would too. And the town is so cute. And Lancaster,
I'm in Lidditz.
Yeah. Oh, right. You're in Lidditz. That's right. Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
Right.
You're in the old Moravian Society.
Yes.
Guys, sorry. I'm just
going to go to Lidditz now too, guys.
Listener, listen. Lancaster's beautiful. I can't stress this enough. And have you been at the Central Market out there? And
yes. Yep.
So good. All the fresh food, all the vendors are there.
Have you been to the Green Dragon?
I have not yet.
Man,
can you believe
need to go.
That? I know. And then there's what do they say? Roots. It's
Roots.
It's spelled roots, but it's
Roots.
It's
Roots.
It's because we can't be just
I know, because Lancaster can't be right.
No, Lancaster. But I'm so glad you're loving Lidditz too.
Yeah.
But yeah, amazing. And can I go back to Philly real quick?
Go back. I'm so sorry.
Just want to touch on one more thing.
Yes.
Actually, a couple more things. Since the holidays are coming around, I love, they have this little village, Christmas village in Philly, by the Love Park, by the sign. The Philly Love sign.
Yeah, right.
I think that's where it's going to be. But it's like a little German type of market. It's so cute. And you just go to the different stands. Pittsburgh also has Light Up Night. We love Light Up Night. That's a good memory. But yeah, that in Philly, the market in Philly and Love Park is great. You asked what I do after the symphony.
Yes. What do you do?
So after the symphony, the last time we went, my husband, this was like his wedding gift to me. So it was very thoughtful. But we went to this place called McGillen's Old Ale House. Now, Philly people know what I'm talking about. It's a younger crowd. I'm not going to lie. There are a lot of college people there. But people go for the decor. It's like super decked out for the holidays. Like it's just vomiting holidays everywhere. It's so fun. It's so like a cute little old pub style. And there's just like the best decorations everywhere. So would recommend that. Like even you can go there beforehand too, earlier. We went late at night and it was really fun. Old City, Philadelphia, like the roots of it, like, which is why we're here today. It's just the birthplace, and it's, we got the cobblestone streets and really good eateries and places to have a drink. It's just so cute. And I can imagine on Christmas it's decorated.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love it.
And I'm so thankful to have you here. And we talked about in the last podcast about the roots. And that's one of the reasons we have you going through these spots, these destinations. It is your journey, and you find the things that you like, and I hope people resonate with it. But a lot of what you've highlighted have been roots in Pennsylvania. When you talk about the cheesesteak in Philly, it's so strange to hear, but that's just such a thing that people love, and it makes them who they are, is because it's part of their culture, and all these cultures around the state is just so awesome to hear your journey, your favorite picks. And again, I just thank you so much for being here today.
Oh my gosh, I just got chills when you said that. That's the sweetest thing and sentiment, and I'm so grateful to be here. It was so much fun to talk about all this with you.
And that wraps up our second episode of this special 2-part series with Kat Janisko, the creative force behind Pennsylvania Junkie. Kat, thank you for taking us on this journey through Pennsylvania's unique regions. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show and getting to know more about your adventures and the places that hold a special place in your heart. If you missed our last episode, be sure to go back and catch up on how Pennsylvania Junkie came to be and the inspiring story behind this incredible Pennsylvania-loving brand. As we continue to explore all the wonderful and unique aspects of Pennsylvania in our America 250 PA podcast, we want to thank our listeners for joining us on this ride. Your support means the world to us. Stay tuned for more exciting episodes ahead, where we'll continue to uncover the hidden gems and stories that make Pennsylvania such a remarkable place. Until next time, keep exploring, keep discovering, and keep celebrating the beauty of Pennsylvania. Thank you, Kat, once again for being a part of this journey. And to our listeners, we'll catch you on the next episode. Stay PA proud.
We hope that you enjoyed today's episode. Here at America 250 PA, we are striving to make 2026 epic as we educate, preserve, innovate, and celebrate everything Pennsylvania has to offer. Do you have an epic idea for a podcast story? Go to america250pa.org to submit your idea. Thanks again for joining us.
This has been the America 250 PA Start Here, America Did podcast, produced by Commonwealth Media Services. Stay tuned for more epic Pennsylvania stories at america250pa.org.